How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about JayZ partnering with the NFL through his Roc Nation imprint. Now, there is a lot to quote-unquote unpack here, as the cool kids would say, and I'm not really sure where to begin. Do we talk about JayZ possibly being a hypocrite first? Or how about him being a sellout? Or how about Colin Kaepernick? Is he involved with the whole situation? Did JayZ call Colin Kaepernick and ask for his blessing before he did the deal with the NFL? We'll talk about all those things and more. But before we get into it, I just got to say that I'm not surprised at all. If you've had your ear to the streets, these internet streets, the media streets, you would not be surprised either. Let's back up a little bit here to explain what's going on, to explain a little bit about JayZ, and to tell you why I'm not surprised that this happened. First of all, JayZ, very well known. He was a very popular rapper throughout most of the 2000s. He is an influential and powerful person in the rap industry. He was not only a rapper, but he also had his own label called Rockefeller. On that label, you had Kanye West that came from there. I think Rihanna came from there and quite a few others. He was very smart in doing business. He had Rockefeller, the label. Then he had Rockaware, the clothing line. Now he has the imprint called Roc Nation. On that imprint, he has music artists. He also has people that need management, like athletes. I've seen JayZ on the sideline of NFL games all throughout the whole Colin Kaepernick kerfuffle, because he has athletes like Todd Gurley who are or were formerly in the NFL. He makes money with the NFL through people he represents in his Roc Nation imprint. That's the first thing. The second thing is that JayZ is all about money. This whole thing with, taking the knee and raising your fist, that's just a marketing strategy to get somebody hot or not. That's pretty much all that it is. Colin Kaepernick was successful in being able to get a lot of attention through the kneeling and the protesting. Unfortunately, he was not able to keep his job. And I was under the impression for a while that people were protesting, especially JayZ, the NFL, because Colin Kaepernick did not have a job. He had been officially blackballed from the league. When in reality, I think it was a combination of his off the field antics and on the field antics relating to the protest and having, socks with pictures of cops as pigs, stuff like that, in conjunction with his skill as a running quarterback diminishing. A lot of these running quarterbacks don't last very long. Guys like Dante Culpepper and others, it just don't last for forever. Michael Vick lasting for as long as he did is pretty rare. And speaking about Vick, briefly, he did 2 years in the penitentiary for dogfighting, came back to the league and played 7 more years. I think Colin Kaepernick could be in the league right now, but he's not good enough to actually be there. But that's a different story. And for now, I digress. Back to JayZ. He is money first. That's how he's been able to be successful so far. He's not so much worried about social justice, in my humble opinion, unless it makes him some money. Now, the new deal he has with the NFL is pretty cut and dry, and I'm thinking that it'll be to the tune of tens of millions of dollars, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm reading from Entertainment Tonight's page, and I'll link to this in the description box below. But the deal between JayZ and the NFL will make Roc Nation the official live music entertainment strategist, and also the NFL social justice endeavors coordinator or consultant. Basically, charity things or things reaching out to the quote unquote minority communities that they do. If it's a week or a month or some kind of commercial, Roc Nation will be involved with that. They'll have a seat at the table. If they won't totally direct the entire thing, they'll have a big say as to how the situation goes. Now, as far as the live music and entertainment, they're going to be involved with selecting those who are going to be performing at events like the Super Bowl. That is pretty that's pretty easy to predict, in my humble opinion, because let's not forget, JayZ is married to Beyonce. Beyonce has her own little music imprint. On that music imprint, she has these artists. It's 2 girls called Chloe and Halle. One of these girls will be the Little Mermaid, but that's a different story, and for now, I digress. These girls have performed at NFL events recently. The NFL draft in 2017 and the big dance this year, Super Bowl. So when I'm seeing them out there, I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. Jay-Z and Beyonce, they've not cut ties with the NFL. This whole thing about Colin Kaepernick, that's just kind of like promotion and PR. Jay-Z may wear the Colin Kaepernick jersey, and people out there may think, oh, he's in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick. He's protesting them, but not really. Now, there was a press conference with JayZ, Roc Nation, Roger Goodell, and others, also journalists. The journalists were not allowed to do any kind of live streaming or recording the video, which is pretty strange. If you see any video, pictures, that comes from Roc Nation itself. Now, I saw some of that footage, and at one point, Charlamagne the God from Power 105, The Breakfast Club, asked Jay-Z directly about Colin Kaepernick. And he was like, look, Colin Kaepernick did his job. He brought us awareness, and that's pretty much all we needed at that point. But now we got to move forward. What are the actionable items moving forward? We can just go out there and protest all day. But he said specifically, we're beyond kneeling. We're beyond that point. Now we got to go out there and do some action. And that I actually agree with. I was like, okay, you want to be out there kneeling and just, airing out your grievance. All right, y'all know what it is right now. There's no point in continuing to tell us about your grievance. And it was funny because he went around the room and asked, do you know what the issue is? Do you know what the issue is? Do you know what the issue is? And everybody said yes. So it was like, okay, we got that accomplished. Now what? Let's move forward. And I agree with that part. However, he was supporting Kaepernick by wearing the jersey at a time when we all knew what the grievance was. At that point in time, we were tired of it. It was enough. He was out at the NFL. It had been going on for like a year or two. So while he's correct in what he said as a response to Charlamagne the God, he did not show that same level of awareness back when he was wearing Colin Kaepernick's jersey. So, he's kind of like a double talking kind of guy. He'll say one thing and do something else. I think people in the black community and others that are involved with the whole SJW culture, they're going to be mad at Jay-Z for doing this, but why be mad? What is the purpose of being upset? I mean, look, you can't look to a guy like Jay-Z to be your social justice advocate and to fight for what you want to fight for. And in reality, what are you fighting for? You already know what the problem is. Police brutality. Okay, what's next? What else? So I think he would not come out there and be frank like that if it were not for the fact that he's getting broken off by the NFL. All right. If you're getting $100 million to go out there and say certain things, you might just say it. If it were not for the deal, I think he'd still be out there wearing a Colin Kaepernick jersey. At the end of the day, money talks, BS walks. Now, Colin Kaepernick has not spoken, which is usual. He never does talk. If he says anything, it's through his girlfriend, which is pretty much his PR person, his spokesperson, Nessa. She came out and said that Jay-Z did not call them before the deal, which I said earlier, but she did not say whether a call happened afterwards. A so-called unknown source said that Jay-Z did call Kaepernick, I suppose, after the deal was done, and that it was not a good conversation. If I were Kaepernick, I would be upset at Jay-Z because it's like, look, man, you ruining my hustle. The whole thing is I can't get in the league because I'm being blackballed because of my activism, and they hate people that are outspoken and black. That's why I'm out the league, and I'm able to make money off of, I don't know, maybe appearances. Does he speak? I'm not really sure. But anyway, his whole shtick has been how he's oppressed by the NFL. And now Jay-Z's going to be in there in a high-ranking position, basically. He'll take that whole oppressed narrative away from me. So now I lose my whole hustle because of Jay-Z. I think that's pretty much what Colin Kaepernick is thinking. But it is what it is, man. You're trying to get money or not. I don't think Colin Kaepernick wants to play football anymore, and I'm not really sure about his drive to do anything else. If he had drive, he'd be right there along with Jay-Z, but he's not. Somebody asked him, are you going to bring in Colin Kaepernick? Did you think about bringing him in? He's like, look, I'm not his boss. I can't just bring him in. But if he wants to be part of it, he can let me know. We can work something out. That's what men do. You can't just expect a guy to be brought along and like, yo, come on, little guy, do this with me. That's not really how that works. If you want to be part of it, be part of it. If you want to have your own thing and do that, which Colin Kaepernick does to a certain extent, just do that. What'd be funny is if Colin Kaepernick has no choice but to go back to the NFL through JayZ and the whole Roc Nation imprint. That'd be hilarious. But again, I will not be surprised because at the end of the day, as I close, it's all about that cash. If you got the money, that's all that really matters. JayZ, Colin Kaepernick, these guys don't really care about social justice and police brutality, all this, that, and the third. Nah, it's about trying to carve a niche for yourself in the world. Even if you got plenty of money, why not get more? That's pretty much all I got. What say you? Do you think that JayZ is a hypocrite or a sellout? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. How about Colin Kaepernick? What is he going to do? Is he ever going to talk and defend himself rather than having a puppeteer talk for him? Nessa, his girlfriend. I mean, what's going on with that? Why can't this guy talk? I mean, I really don't understand. I think that he'll keep his mouth shut as relates to JayZ, because if he goes against JayZ, that'll hurt him more than it would help him. You know, you need some allies out here and what he's trying to do. And if you burn a bridge with JayZ, that's going to just cause you to sink further into irrelevancy. JayZ's just trying to get money. He doesn't really care about all the SJW stuff. So everybody out there protesting the NFL because of Colin Kaepernick, and you think that Colin Kaepernick should have a job, if that's your viewpoint, what are you going to say now that JayZ has gotten in bed with him and is going to be doing social justice things and also halftime shows? How about Rihanna? What's she going to do? Because she said she did not want to do the halftime show because she wanted to stand with Colin Kaepernick. But Rihanna's on Roc Nation, which is JayZ imprint. So is she not going to do the halftime show when her boss says you got to go do it? I don't really know, but whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.